TP-Link sent me over some gear for a whole house wireless upgrade. All Wi-Fi 7. They sent one of those UFO-style access points. They sent an in-wall access point with PoE pass-through and a multi-gig PoE plus switch to power everything. So I installed it, I ran iPerf across everything in the house, and I have some mixed results. Let's check that out. All right, let's start off with this. TP-Link Omada did send me this gear to review. No money exchanged hands. This isn't a showcase. This is a real-world review. So my experience here is my own, and my thoughts are my own. They're not going to see this video before it goes live, and they have no input on what I say. So with that, let's get into it. A couple of big differences of Wi-Fi 7 over Wi-Fi 6. Is the 6 gigahertz band, which actually was introduced in Wi-Fi 6E. So that allows for a faster data transfer speed on that frequency, but it still has to be like line of sight. The distance matters between you and the access point when you're on that band. And the big kicker that makes Wi-Fi 7 faster or seem faster is MLO, multi-link operation, meaning it can connect to multiple bands at once. So that's gonna lower your latency, which you're not really gonna notice just surfing the web and stuff, but if you're playing games or doing video conferencing, like I do, I work from home, my day job's in IT, so I'm on Teams calls all the time, you'll notice less stuttering and lag and jitter and things like that in your communications. This Minisforum AI X1 mini PC is the only Wi-Fi 7 device that I own currently. I'm getting to that point in my hardware life cycle where I'm ready to get a new phone, I'm ready to get a new laptop. Adopting these access points to the Omada controller was super easy. Literally plug it in and wait. And then it shows up on your screen and you click adopt. Wi-Fi 7 UFO AP, which is the EAP 772, replaced my EAP 653. It's another smaller UFO style access point. This was the easiest AP I've ever replaced because the existing mount works on both devices. So I spun the old one, took it off, pulled out the Ethernet, plugged it into the new one, put it on, spun it in place, and it locked, and it worked. So this AP was essentially sitting on the shelf that's underneath my TV in the living room. So I replaced it with an in-wall UAP 725. Anyway, so this little unit is meant to sit into the wall. This is great because you've got PoE plus in, you've got a 2.5 gig PoE out pass-through, and two 1 gig network ports all on this one little switch. I 3D printed a stand for it and I think it looks great. Check this out. So it mounts directly to the stand, the cable comes into the back, and I've still got access for ports underneath it. So this winter, when I've got the Jazzminer X16Q up there mining Ethereum Classic and spitting out heat to heat up my living room, it's all gonna get passed through from that wireless signal. So I'll put up some charts on the screen so we can kind of see the difference between the different speeds on the different devices connected to the different access points within the different places within my home. That's a lot of variables, but you'll notice a theme here. So I've still got a lot of devices that are Wi-Fi 5. A majority of them though are Wi-Fi 6, like my phone, most of the mini PCs that I have. One mini PC is Wi-Fi 7. We'll start with the Wi-Fi 7 actually, so I guess we'll start at the top. Connecting to the basement access point, which is right outside this door, on Wi-Fi 6, on the AP6. I get about 600 meg up down. Jumping to Wi-Fi 7 on the 5 gigahertz band, I got 800 meg up down. Big difference, but the same frequency, right? So I didn't jump to the 6 gigahertz here. When I did jump to the 6 gigahertz, the Wi-Fi 7 AP on the 6 gigahertz band, I got 1.4 gigabits per second up down. 1.4. That is wild. That is fantastic. Now, testing this on the 5 gigahertz upstairs while I'm downstairs, I still got 400 meg up down on Wi-Fi 7 with a whole floor and room away, basically. Currently, I'm rocking the Samsung A54 5G phone. So this runs Wi-Fi 6. Anyway, I've got 300 down and 500 up on Wi-Fi 6 with on the Wi-Fi 6 access point. And then same phone on the Wi-Fi 7 access point, same phone. I've got 400 up and 650 down. So quite a bit difference there as well. So with the Alcatel P1, which is Wi-Fi 5, on the Wi-Fi 6 connection, the previous connection, I got 200 meg up down. Jumping up to Wi-Fi 7, not much of a difference, 200 up, 300 down. Wi-Fi 5 devices on Wi-Fi 7 access points, not a huge change. Now, they also did send me an 8-port, well, I guess it's a 10-port PoE Plus switch. This is a great little switch. I've got some 1 gig switches like this. This has 2 SFP Plus ports in it for uplinks. So if you've got 10 gig backbones or even one of their new routers with 10 gig SFP Plus connections, that's a great way to uplink your switches to the rest of the LAN. It was just as easy to adopt as the access points were. So is Wi-Fi 7 right for you? That's a good question, and that's one only you can answer. But think about this, if you're getting close to where I am in my hardware refresh cycle, the other phones in the house are getting ready to be in that new refresh cycle as well. I'm getting to that point in my family where we're looking to upgrade hardware, and having a faster backbone just makes that possible. If you just refreshed stuff not long ago, earlier this year, it may not benefit you very much getting on Wi-Fi 7 at this time. But when you're ready to, check out the Omada system. It might surprise you. If you made it this far in the video and you learned something today, smash that thumbs up button. It really helps the channel. Leave a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on Wi-Fi 7 in general, as well as the Omada system. Are you using TP-Link, or what is your go-to for your home network setup? Most of you out there are nerds like me, so let me know what you're running. I'm interested. And I'll see you nerds on the next one.